Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and it's demon time. Sack you. Mill some cards. Well, what is our opponent up to? That's the question. Pact of Negation! Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic, and today, we are heading to Modern for a deck I'm really hyped for. This is Demon Stompy, a deck designed to put a 9/9 flag trample on the battlefield for free on turn 2 and use it to beat our opponent down before they get a chance to recover with some cool backup plans as well. So let's talk about the deck, jump right into the game, starting with our Demon. So our main plan is Demon of Deathgate, 9 mana 9/9 flying trample. The big deal is, rather than pay 9 mana for it, which is ridiculously high, we can pay 6 life, sack 3 black creatures, and cast it for free essentially. So this means if we can play a black 1-drop on turn 1, 2 more on turn 2, we can sacrifice everything on turn 2, get the 9/9 flying trample, and hopefully kill our opponent in like 2 attacks. To go with our Demon, we got a couple other big stompy creatures. Torgar is kind of a backup demon in the sense that we can sack creatures to get it down to 2 mana, also put our opponent's life total down to 10 and get a 7/6, while Rotting Registrar is just big for 3 mana, and our deck has a lot of creatures we want to get in and out of the graveyard, so the downside of discarding is not that bad. So what are we sacking to get Demon at Deathgate on the battlefield on turn 2? And our best options are recursive 1-drops, Bloodsow Champion, Dread Wanderer, Gravecrawler, all 1 mana, all 2 power, so we can go on the aggro plan as well, and they all come back from the graveyard. So in theory, we play one of these on turn 1, we hit our opponent with it down to 18, turn 2, play 2 more of these, sack them all to Demon, and that's going to put our opponent at 18 life. 2 demon attacks will be lethal from that point. So we cross our fingers for no Path to Exile and just close out the game. We also have some backup 1-drops with kind of different plans. Crypt Breaker, Stitcher Supplier, work with Gravecrawler, and also Dread Wanderer because they're zombies. Stitcher Supplier milling our graveyard stuff. Crypt Breaker letting us tap our zombies to draw cards and discarding stuff like Gravecrawler to recast. Plus, while not optimal for sacrificing, if we can get a demon out of the deal, we're fine with cashing in a Crypt Breaker as one of the creatures to sacrifice. We also have some more sacrifice synergies. Carrion Feeder, Mortician Beetle. These cards can just be sacked to Demon. They also work really well with Gravecrawler and even Bloodsow Champion. Mortician Beetle gets a counter whenever a creature is sacrificed. Carrion Feeder sacks a creature to get a counter. So if we don't have the Demon plan, we can Gravecrawler, sack it to Carrion Feeder, get a counter on Carrion Feeder, Mortician Beetle, recast Gravecrawler from our graveyard because Carrion Feeder is a zombie, sack it again, counter on Carrion Feeder, Mortician Beetle, and just build a big board of these weird sacrifice 1/1s to kill our opponent that way. Otherwise, mana base, swamps, Castle Lockwings for refueling, sideboard, Victimonite for removal, some Graveyard Hate, some Damping Spheres for combo and Tron, Duress for control and combo, and that is Demon Stompy for Modern. And that's our Budget Magic for this week. So let's jump into some games, see if we can smash people with Demon at Deathgate coming down on turn 2. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap-up. Looking for some new Core Set 2021 cards? Well, you can get them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom. Card Kingdom has Core Set 2021 up for pre-sale now, and you can check it out over at cardkingdom.com. All right, Budget Magic time. We are playing Demon Stompy in Modern, and, well, Demon Stompy. We are on the draw. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, all the 1-drops we have are ones that we don't really want to sacrifice to Demon, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. We have the ones that don't come back for the graveyard, instead the ones we actually want to live, but I guess we can also just zombie, draw a card, then Demon at Deathgate. Or we are on the draw, so who knows, maybe we'll find something sweet. Power plant for our opponent, and then, oh boy. Well, we'll see. We will see. That's not great for us. So we'll play a land. We will play a Crypt Breaker past the turn. So we can Demon at Deathgate, but does a Demon at Deathgate beat Tron? Probably not. I mean, it is a 9/9 flying trample, but we lost a die roll. Our opponent doesn't have any shock lands, so... Oh boy. Alright, so opponent has turn 3 Tron. Of course. I mean, they're playing Tron, so that's what they do. We draw a Swamp. We will play a Carrion Feeder. Play a Crypt Breaker. Draw a card. Alright, let's wait one more turn. We're going to wait one more turn. The problem is our opponent has the Tron nuts, so we could still just be dead, unfortunately. Opponent cracks it. Gets a tower. Tron. Oh, it's Eldrazi Tron. Okay, that actually makes me feel better. Expedition map. Okay, so we actually have a chance now. Opponent's going to hit us for a bunch. We untap. Down to 14. Ooh. So we get to play Gravecrawler, play a Swamp, play Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards. 3 lands. Tap, draw a card. Play Mortician Beetle. Sack. Demon at Deathgate. I mean, this is a good turn 3. I don't know if this is going to be to beat Tron, but we'll see, maybe. Sack, grow the Mortician Beetle. Mill some cards, get a 9/9. Go to combat, hit our opponent. I mean, that was a turn. Past the turn, opponent's got 2 cards in hand. They got 1,000,000 mana. Oh, is a demon enough? We're down to 7. Caviter of Souls. Sure, another land. That's fine. On Eldrazi. Follow up. More Reality Smashers. And Matter Reshaper. Out of cards. Oh my god, we're going to win this. I think we're going to win this. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Well, we will sack Crypt Breaker. Sack Carrion Feeder. Grow. I mean, this is exactly what we drew up. This was the Tron Nuts, too. On the play, Tron on turn 3, grow our dorks, kill both, stay at 7, untap, Dreadwander, Gravecrawler, play a land. Do we just go all the way? Actually, let's just hit for 9. Let's play it a little safe. Hit our opponent for 9 in the air. This leaves back a Mortician Beetle, so we don't die to Reality Smasher off the top, and our opponent has 1 turn to top deck, or they got Demon Stomped. Good. Really good. And no top deck scoops it up. All right? I mean, that... when we envisioned this deck and put it together, that is exactly what we were hoping for. My concern is... we're going to bring in all these Victim of Nights. My concern is... if our opponent has something like Chalice on 1, we actually don't have a way to really beat that. So we gotta hope to dodge Chalice on 1, or else our opponent just kind of gets us. Because it counters all of our 1-drops, which means we can't Demon and Torgar until we get to 1,000,000 mana. So, yeah, that is a card that's good against us. And as a mono black deck, we don't have great ways to avoid it. What do we go down? Maybe we just trim, like, a Stitcher Supplier, a Bloodsoaked Champion, a Torgar, and 1 more Bloodsoaked Champion. Bloodsoaked Champion, it does work well with our synergies, but it is not a zombie, so it doesn't work with all of our synergies. Well, that is how we drew it up, and that worked. Through turn 3 Tron. Alright, please no Chalice, please no Chalice, please no Chalice, please no Chalice, please no Chalice. So the thing is, if we lose to Chalice, whatever. The thing is, that's close. The thing is, in a non-budget world, we can beat Chalice by splashing. In a budget world, though, where we just don't have the budget, we're already up against the edge of the budget, to splash another color, it becomes much more difficult. Well, 1-drop 1. So if we draw another 1-drop next turn, we get to just run out Demon. Fingers crossed for no Chalice. Boy, opponent's going to luck into Tron again. Oh, and they also have Chalice. Oh, God. All right. Well, yeah. We did draw the 1-drop, but yeah, this is highly likely to be game now. Get him a Dreadwander. Oh, so close. Actually, I guess if we were on the play, we could have had the Demon before that happened, but opponent. Not Tron yet, so that's something. I guess we do get to Mind Stone. We do get to play Regisaur. And then maybe we can, like, discard Bloodsoaked Champions and get them back and still get down a Demon. Regisaur is big enough that it's hard to kill. More Demons. Well, play the land, go to combat, attack, hit our opponent. This still could be working. Down to 16. Rotting Regisaur. Go. Boy, if we win through Chalice, I'm going to be thrilled. Opponent taps. I guess the question's going to be, do we go all in on a Demon? Opponent. Thought not Seer. Okay. That's fine. Takes our removal spell. Opponent passes. We untap. We discard Blood-Soaked Champion. We draw another Victim of Night. Well, go to combat. Attack. Oh, do we go for it? Do we go for it? That is the question. We got to. Our opponent's at 9. Oh, we gotta go for it. We have to. So get back Blood-Soaked Champion, Demon, and can you answer it? Opponent, come on, no answer, no answer. Oh, through the chalice one time. Did we break it? Opponent. I cannot believe that we might be beating a chalice. And that's a GG's! That's a GG's! Oh my goodness! Chalice is insane against us! Whoo! Wow! Wow! Demon stomping through the chalice. That was amazing. Amazing. Yeah, that is a card that we shouldn't be able to beat, but we got some synergies. Alrighty, coming through to discard the Blood-Soaked Champion, and yeah, I mean, our deck can pour out some damage. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing Demon Stompy in Modern, and well, no demons, but we can play 1-drops and Regisars. That's something. I mean, Regisar itself is pretty big, possibly big enough, and we are in the play. Plus, Crypt Breaker's a decent card. Well, play Swamp, Crypt Breaker. Well, like, I guess this hand we're Dino Stompy. Opponent. What are you up to, opponent? Teleria West. Alright, so Amulet, apparently. Well, play a Swamp, play Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards. Play Mortician Beetle. Go to combat, get him for 1. Opponent. Triumph passes. Well, there's a demon. Well, we're going to go for it. So we won. Okay, let's think about this. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Play Rotting Regisar. Demon at Death's Gate. Do some sacking and milling. Pass the turn and... Alright, opponent, can you beat it? Can you beat the demon? Alright. I mean, that's a clock. That is a clock. Technically, we're presenting lethal, but our opponent can't jump block. Opponent. This is the kind of starts our deck can get. Whoa! Scoops it up. Stop dub. Stop dub. Stop dub. I have no idea what our opponent's playing, though. That's awkward. All right, let's go down. I think we're going to duress. Let's go with duresses. It's really tough when you don't know what your opponent's playing. We'll go down a Torgar, a Mortician Beetle. Yeah, let's go 2 Torgars and a Blood-Soaked Champion. Run it like that. Based on the teamer colors, they could be a spell deck. They could be, I don't know. Ooh, Got lots of Crypt Breakers. Only 1 land. No demon. I think we're going to reroll this. If we had 2 lands, I would keep it. Yeah, let's mulligan. Okay. Dreadwander to the bottom. This is okay. Ghost Quarter. Opponent passing. Interesting first land to play. I'll play a Swamp, and let's just... Yeah, let's Stitcher Supplier. Yeah, we milled a Gravecrawler. Now we're going to have to decide when we cast Duress. It would be nice to Crypt Breaker, Gravecrawler, draw a card. Oh. Alright, so opponent's Amulet. Alright. I'll play a land, play Crypt Breaker, Gravecrawler, draw a card. Alright, it's a land, pass the turn. Well, we're not off to a super fast start. We're off to a nice value-y start. Opponent doesn't have an Amulet, thankfully. Should have just assumed it was this. The Triumph threw me off. There's a Ghost Quarter. Please, no Azusas. It's a Zusa. That's scary. Vesuva on Ghost Quarter. And more bounce lands. Yeah. Oh, this could be the Primeval Titan turn. Opponent passes. I'll duress our opponent. Oh. Take Amulet. Go to combat. Attack. Not the best spot to be in. Well, now we know what our opponent's doing and how to sideboard. I guess we probably should have known. Play Crypt Breaker. Draw a card. Demon. We need a demon. Castle Lockwayne. Play Castle Lockwayne. Play a Crypt Breaker. Ooh, so opponent needs an untap land to be able to Primeval Titan this turn. Okay, Castle Garenbrig. Oh, they do get to Primeval Titan. Explore. Well, maybe not if they do this. Couldn't they have Vesuva, the bounce land, picked up the bounce land? Well, I guess yeah, it still comes into play tap. So it looks like we get one more turn before prime time. Ugh. All right, and we scoop it up. Yeah, explosive's pretty good there. Very good there. All right, so I don't think we want to duress. I think we want to... Oh, duress is still okay. We really need the damping spheres. Let's go 3 duresses, go down 1 more Bloodsoaked Champion, go up to 3 damping spheres. I think that's our best sideboard card. And run it like that. We're on the play, which is good. And the Demon Nut Draw, turn 2 Demon, that should win this matchup. So let's see if we can hit the Demon. Ugh. Well, you hit the Demon, but not the lands. All right. Can't keep that. That is not even close to being good. I mean, we can duress a Amulet, but you know what? We'll keep this. We'll put a Swamp to the bottom. This is not a hand I'm excited about, but we'll see. Play a Swamp. Duress our opponent. Okay, all lands and a Dryad, so that's a straight up whiff. They do have a Field of the Dead, which isn't ideal. There's a Field of the Dead. Opponent passes. Play a land. Play Gravecrawler. Play Carrion Feeder. Pass the turn. Put it. Castle Garenbrig passes. Well, time to get stomping and hope for the best. Castle Lockwayne. Rotting Regisar. Hit you for 2. Or 3. Pass the turn. So opponent gets 2 land drops, thanks to this Dryad, and that gives them a blocker. Forest. Dryad. Yeah. And bounce land. Yup. Opponent passing. Well, we got to discard our Swamp. We go for it. We sack Gravecrawler. Recast it. Sack Gravecrawler. Recast it. Go to combat. Attack. I guess we should have played the land. Well, no, it's fine. Well, sack Gravecrawler. Yeah, I guess we could have gotten 1 more point of damage, couldn't we have? Play the Swamp. Gravecrawler. Sack it. Yeah, we could have gotten 1 more. Hopefully that isn't an issue. Gravecrawler, go. All right, opponent, we're going to have 2 lethal threats. What can you do? Hopefully they can't untap land, Primeval Titan, make zombies. That is the nightmare if they drew prime time. Because then they have blockers, and they're going to keep... Oh, Valakut. Okay. So there's their 2 land drops. Do they also draw Primeval Titan? Oh my god, they... Wow. All right. Yeah, all right. Well, that was insane running for our opponent. Fair enough. Yeah, that is unfortunate. When we duressed our opponent with all lands, no Valakut, and a Dryad, that means their draws were primetime Valakut, which is, they needed basically exactly that. They had to hit the primetime just to stay alive, and the Valakut makes it even more insane. But yeah, that just seals the deal, unfortunately. Because primetime gets 2 mountains, kills Regisar, and then there's just no way we win from there. Well, good running, Amulet. Good running. All right. Budget magic time. We are demon stomping in... Well, all right. Demon stomping in the modern format, and assuming nothing goes horribly wrong, this is a turn 2 demon hand. Bloodsoaked Champion, go. Opponent. Scalding Tarn. Cracks it. Stomping Grounds. Untap down to 17. And... Wow, bolts it. Interesting. Well, play the Swamp. Play Gravecrawler. Play Stitcher Supplier. This does slow us down by a turn at least. Pass the turn. Ooh, we had the turn 2 demon too. Opponent. Flooded Strand. And passes. Well, play a Swamp. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Takes it. Well, I mean, we're going to go for it. Bloodsoaked Champion. This Flooded Strand makes me a little concerned, but, well, boom, boom, boom. Demon. Oh my goodness, they really are playing a deck that has... Oh my goodness, they are playing a counterspell deck. Eey. Alright, a good one, opponent, good one. Well, that turn 2 random lightning bolt, or turn 1 random lightning bolt, seemingly saved our opponent here. Opponent cracks Scalding Tarn. Well, that's unfortunate. Snow-covered mountain. Astrolabe. And passes. Looks like they're leaving up more remands, perhaps. Oh, play Castle Lockwood. Play Rotting Regisaur. Oh, remand Tribal. Play Stitcher Supplier past the turn. Ooh, boy, oh boy. All right, opponent. Well, let's see it. Our stuff does keep coming back from the graveyard, which is nice. So we are going to be able to keep applying pressure. These remands are obnoxious, though. Opponent Steam Vents untapped. And passes. Well, let's get back Gravecrawler. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Play a land. Get back Bloodsoaked Champion. Pass the turn. Oh, it's twin. Alright, so... we might be dead now. Untaps a land. I mean, if they have Kiki, then they got us. Omen of the Sea, digging for the Kiki. Well, let's see if they find it. Let's see if they find it. Well, that does show one of the downsides of the Demon plan, is even though it's, like, not that painful, because our deck is built in a way that we get to get back most of our stuff from the graveyard, it is a little brutal when we tried a Demon and our opponent had that remand. That Lightning Bolt still just blows me away. Lightning Bolting a recursive threat on turn 1 is interesting. Yeah, it looks like they do have Kiki. Alright, well, sure. So opponent had a good Kiki hand. They had double remand, a million colors of mana because Astrolabe, puke. Astrolabe is one of the the sneaky worst cards that Wizards has printed in a long time. It's kind of funny how offensive that card ended up being and how big of a detriment it ended up being to various formats. But it certainly did, which is, it's kind of funny. You cut 1 mana off of a... Yeah, we're going to cut some of our graveyard stuff. Bring in removal to disrupt our opponent's combo. And I think we got to bring in some duresses as well. All right. Run it like that. Yeah, Astrolabe is an interesting case. It's just apparently a little too efficient. I think Magic kind of needs colors to matter to be as good as it can be. I think we kind of saw this. This hand doesn't really work. We don't have lands. Well, this isn't great, but we will keep it. We'll put a Rotting Regisaur to the bottom. Well, see what happens. Play a land. Play Dreadwander. We kind of saw that during Battle for Zendikar Standard, where with the fetch lands in Battle for Zendikar lands in Standard, everyone just played 5 colors because there was no reason not to always play 5 colors. Ooh. Well, if we draw a land, we get to slam the demon. That would be sweet. Land? That's a land. Well, play the land. I mean, we are going to go for it. That's what we came here to do. Hit our opponent for 2, so they drop to 18. And then we'll see if our opponent can find an answer. Down to 18. Carrion Feeder. Dreadwander. Demon at Deathgate. Pass the turn. All right. Please tell us you can't kill a 9/9. Unfortunately, in Astrolabe land, our opponent's deck could have had the exile. Opponent passing. We untap. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes 9. Duress our opponent, just to make sure. Opponent remands Duress. Well, we will Duress our opponent. Wow. Oh, that is unfortunate. Our opponent has 4 Deceiver Exarchs, so they can tap down our demon for 4 turns in a row. Wow, that's not good for us. Well, go to combat. Attack. Oh, wow. All right, so maybe this is just not a great matchup for our deck. Opponent gets to cast blue cards with no blue mana because Astrolabe taps down Demon at Deathgate. Yeah. Well, I will say, I think Magic was better when colors were a thing. Bloodsoaked Champion, go. Pass the turn. Yeah, this is going to be tough. That was an unfortunate hand for our opponent to reveal. Opponent draws another land. And we can't even really attack because our opponent can block. Another Deceiver Exarch. Taps our demon again. Plays Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Cracks Flooded Strand. Gets basic land number 4. And draws another land. Well, hopefully they don't just top deck Kiki. That would be the game. So we've gone through 2 Time Walks. Opponent main phases a Pestermite. They're gonna get Uro going? Is that where they're heading with this? Steam Vent's untapped. Don't they die if they play Uro? Uro. Okay. Well, we'll see. Maybe they have land path? Mystical. This is game, right? This does have trample. This only blocks for 1. I think our opponent just punted this game. Alright, go to combat, attack with our demon at Death's Gate, and kill you. Wow! Okay. Well, that was a freebie. That was a freebie and a half. I think our opponent didn't realize that this had trample, because that's exactly 8. They could have time walked us 2 more turns with that absurd tap ad, but okay, we got there. Do we want to change anything else? Are the duresses worth it? It doesn't hit their combo pieces. Oh, they're playing a lot of tap down stuff. Let's bring in the Cling to Dusk and a Bloodsoaked Champion and go 1 duress. I feel like, opponent doesn't have as many spells that matter as you would think for being a controlling deck. Alright, I mean, this is what we want our hands to look like. We'll see. We could definitely get remanded, but we got the turn 2 demon if things work out. Opponent, Misty Rainforest. Cracks it. Snow-covered island and Astrolabe. Alright, mana, perfect. Opponent passes. Well, play a swamp. Play Gravecrawler, pass the turn. Boot it. Misty. And, alright, so it looks like they might be leaving up Remand. Passes. Play the swamp, go to combat, attack. Hit our opponent. Do we not go for it? Next turn is when we might, well, we don't have to leave it up next turn. Let's play Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Gravecrawler. Demon. Yeah, we're going to go for it because we can reassemble next turn. All right. Well, that's the demon. Does it resolve? Oh, it does. All right, opponent. Do you have an answer to the 9/9, flying, and trample, which our opponent learned last game? Misty cracked. Another island. Omen of the Sea. Well, the good news is we get to get back our Gravecrawlers. And we have a 2-turn clock. And sneakily, we have the ability to disrupt our opponent's combo, at least temporarily. All right, opponent. Stomping Grounds. Tapped, okay. So we get to go to combat, untap. Opponent has Path to Exile. Well, we'll get a swamp. That is not great for us. So we draw Regisaur. I'll play Castle Lockwane. Regisaur. Go. Scalding Tarn for our opponent. Passes. Well, we will discard Carrion Feeder. Go to combat. Attack. Ice Fang Coatl. Victim of Night. Opponent gets to draw a card. Takes 7 to 9. Gravecrawler. Gravecrawler. Do we demon or do we not demon? Yeah, let's just pass. Opponent cracks down to 8. We did spend our removal spell. So if our opponent can Deceiver, Exarch, Kiki, etc., they could still get us. Opponent untaps. Land. Passes. Well, we will discard Demon. Go to combat. Attack. Snapcaster for Path. Oh, opponent's staying alive. Pass Regisaur. Well, we're not getting comboed this turn. Opponent takes it to 4. Rotting Regisaur. Castle Lockwane. Go. Oh, this is so close. Opponent. It's always nerve-wracking because of the combo. So opponents had 2 paths. But so far, we're still keeping the pressure on. Steam Vent's tapped, I'm sure. All right. What do you find, opponent? What do you find? Scalding Tarn. And runs out Kiki Jiki. Okay. Well, we untap. Nothing to discard. We draw a demon. Well, go to combat. Everything at our opponent. This does give our opponent a lot of chump blockers and opens up the possibility of combos if they draw the right card. Opponent makes a Snapcaster copy. They do have to block. Opponent blocks and blocks. Goes to 1. Well, I think we draw a card. Because if we draw a removal spell, we want to be able to cast it. Demon. Well, Gravecrawler. This is it. Does our opponent have their final combo piece? This is a game. Deceiver Exarch Pestermite does get us. Do they have it? Do they have it? Ashiok. Okay. That doesn't change anything. I mean, it exiles our graveyard. And we got the GGs. We got the GGs. Whoo, Demon Stompy. Okay. That was pretty good. Maybe this deck is actually legit. Apparently, even in Modern, a 9/9 Flying Trample on turn 2 is pretty good. And we've been doing it consistently. Whoo! Alright, well, good try, Astrolabe, and your million colors of mana. Sweet. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some Demon Stompy in Modern. And, well, we'll see. Opponent won the die roll, so I get to play first. Sand can play a quick Torgar. I mean, I guess we keep it on the draw. 2 Torgars, not necessarily awesome. We'd rather have a demon, but alright, we'll keep. Plains for our opponent. And passes. I'll play a Swamp, play Dreadwander, go. Ghost Quarter for our opponent. Stoneforge, Mystic. Okay. For what? Batterskull. Opponent passes. Play a Swamp, go to combat, attack. Opponent takes it. Well, we will play Bloodsoak Champion and Crypt Breaker. Ship the turn. Well, opponent, combat. Passing? Alright, opponent passes. Well, I think we play Gravecrawler. Tap our zombies to draw a card. Play Castle Lockwain. Torgar. Sack. Put our opponent down to 10. And pass the turn. So we know Batterskull is coming. Yeah. Stoneforge, Batterskull. We're mostly hoping our opponent can't just path our Torgar. Opponent starting to gain life with the germ would be annoying. Opponent, combat. Passes. Alright. So why don't we untap? Is it worth attacking? Yeah, probably. Go to combat, attack. Wow, opponent's gonna take it? Okay. Takes it to 3. Well, we will play Dreadwander, play Gravecrawler, play Mortician Beetle. Oh no, there's another equipment? Sort of Fire and Ice. Alright, this could actually be an issue. Pass the turn. Well, this means our opponent's going to have a big germ that's going to gain enough life that, wow, that's probably going to keep our opponent alive. Ooh, that is brutal. Cracks to 2. Ooh, double sword. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Snow-covered forest for our opponent. Equips. Birds of Paradise. This is a motley crew of stuff. Opponent attacks. Well, this means we got to chump with the Mortician Beetle. Yeah, this is actually really bad. Ugh, 2 swords, or Batterskull and a sword. Now, we will play... Can we attack? I really want to. Yeah, go to combat. Attack our opponent. Opponent blocks with Stoneforge. Well, we will play Rotting Regisar. Pass the turn. Yeah, Batterskull's annoying. Keeping us from... the Vigilance. Yeah, Batterskull's really good. Opponent. Stoneforge number 2. That just keep it coming. Oh, alright. And I think that is just game. Thalia, sure. Well, protection from black, there's no way we can beat that. Well, that's a blowout. So we get to draw a card. It's a Swamp. We untap. We discard a Bloodsoak Champion. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. Goes to 1. Well, we will tap to draw. Play a land. Demon at Death's Gate. Sack. Crypt Breaker. Gravecrawler, Bloodsoaked Champion. All right, well, we'll see. So opponent gets to get in. They get 2 sword hits. We go to 1? This is ridiculous. Windswept Teeth. So our opponent can play the sword, put the sword on. Because it's Feasted Famine, though, that means our opponent gets to untap their lands, which means they actually survive this. They'll go up to 9. We'll go down to potentially 1. Well, we'll see what our opponent has. We can't block because now they have protection from black. Gets and hits us. Yeah. Gets to untap all their lands, unfortunately. And we'll see what the last 4 cards in hand are. Opponent, double sword trigger. Untaps their land. We have to discard. They get to draw a card. They get to kill our Crypt Breaker. The little bit of good news is Demon could still be lethal here. Opponent gets a snow-covered plane. No, they have path. Floats. Untaps. Crypt Breaker down. Well, this is it. What do you got? What do you got? Can you stop the demon? Collected Company. Oh my god. Okay, sure. Wow. That is 1 in a billion. All right. So, now that's unfortunate. We'll bring in a Victim of Nights. Qasali Ambusher randomly off the top of the deck, and well, yeah, that is a way our opponent can win for sure. Well, that is unfortunate. Huh. Well, we'll run it back. Yeah, that is something. That is something. Well, we get to play first. We will keep because we have a demon at Deathgate. We'll see. Opponent could have Blowout Central over there. Well, play a Swamp. Play Gravecrawler. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Temple Garden. Untapped. And a Bird's Paradise. Well, we untap. Play a Swamp. Play Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Play Carrion Feeder. Go to combat. Attack our opponent for 2. Wow, that is unbelievably unfortunate. Alright, so, no demon this turn because that's a Qasali Ambusher. I guess maybe we should have played around that. I guess that is the upside of Qasali Ambusher, is it's just literally not a card you can play around because it is played in 0.000% of decks. Pride Sovereign for our opponent, sure. Opponent passes. We draw. Land, maybe? Victim of Night. Well, play Gravecrawler. Play Crypt Breaker. Tap some zombies, draw a card. Demon at Deathgate. Pass the turn. Opponent. Untaps. Windswept Teeth. Wow, we're going to lose 2 games to Qasali Ambusher, aren't we? Genuinely curious how many Qasali Ambushers are in this deck. Opponent. Passes. Well, it looks like a Spin It, Twin It off Collected Company to me. They have the path. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll get a Swamp. We will Victim of Night. And I think that does it. We lost to Qasali Ambusher. Of all the cards in the world that we could possibly lose to, it is Qasali Ambusher. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I will say our opponent's deck is a good example of how you can get value out of playing really rogue decks. If you play cards that no one else plays, pretty reasonable chance that you can get Mana Ties. You can have turn 1 Qasali Ambushers because they're just not cards that are on the radar, and that definitely swung that match very much in our opponent's favor. In game 1, it's a little unfortunate that there was 2 Stoneforge to get the protection from Blacksword. That's not something we're going to beat very consistently, but, well, random cats for the win for our opponent. All right, budget magic time. We are demon stomping in Modern, and, I mean, this is turn 2 demon. We'll see if it's enough. It'll depend on what our opponent's playing and if they have Path Exile, but it could be enough. Oh boy. Well, this is what we came here to do. And we even have Stitcher Supplier to mill like a Gravecrawler maybe. Thoughtseize on turn 1 would be annoying as well. Well, Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards, pass the turn. Crypt Breakers and Bloodsoaked Champion. Gemstone. Oh boy. Alright. So that means some sort of combo, I assume. I'll play a swamp, play Stitcher's Supplier, mill some cards. Would still like to just mill a Gravecrawler. Gravecrawler. Alright. Well, play Carrion Feeder. A Gemstone Mine deck keeping 7 is frightening. Well, get in, hit ya. Down to 19. And it's demon time. Sack you, sack you, sack you. Mill some cards. Well, what is our opponent up to? That's a question. Oh, sweet mother. Pact of Negation! There's our Gravecrawler. That's unfortunate. Well, now we got nothing going on for the moment, and our opponent can Angel's Grace. Wow, that is frighteningly unlikely. But, yeah, that does get us. Sure. City of Brass. Mortician Beetle. Probably the worst straw we could have here. Play a Swamp. Wow, Pact of Negation and Angel's Grace on turn 2. What are the odds? Actually, I know the odds are very small, because we just played ad nauseum, and you don't play that many Pact of Negations, and you definitely don't cast them on turn 1 very often. Well, we'll see. I feel like our clock's probably not going to be fast enough now. Opponent, blue mana, takes 1. We got to assume once our opponent gets to 5 mana, for sure they win, and maybe sooner. Yeah, there's the Prism. Wow, that's something. I'll play Castle Lockwood, go to combat, attack. Opponent down to 17. Bloodsoak Champion. Bloodsoak Champion. Pass the turn. Opponent, passing. Yeah, opponent is still short on mana for the time being. Uh-oh. Just kidding. Simian Spirit Guide, Phyrexian Unlife. I'll play Dreadwander. Go to combat, attack. Hit our opponent. Down to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And play the Swamp. I think we actually just draw a card. Gravecrawler doesn't change the clock with Unlife out. So now we got to be aware of the Thassa's Oracle kill. Opponent plays a land, passes. I don't draw a card. Untap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. So Torkar doesn't do anything. I'll go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Down to 4. Gravecrawler. Dreadwander. Go. But they find the land in the combo. Opponent. Scryland. So that means our opponent should have the win next turn for sure. There's our demon. A little bit on the late side. So we hit our opponent to negative life. And we demon. Sack, sack, sack. Grow Mortician Beetle. But our opponent can just cast ad nauseum and win since they have the mana now. So we get a 9/9. No Pact of Negation this time. Bloodsoak Champion. Bloodsoak Champion. Gravecrawler. So all of our stuff returns. But now our opponent gets to combo, unfortunately. Pass the turn. Gotta hope they don't have it, I guess. Do you have ad nauseum? Opponent. I mean, I guess it's good news they haven't just slammed ad nauseum. I mean, it's just auto win if they have it, so the fact that they haven't done it yet means maybe they don't? Oh boy. Whoa. Opponent did not have it. Got the GG. Okay. Well, that is seemingly unlikely, but we will accept it. Well, Duress is all we got that's really good against our opponent's deck. We can go down a Torgar. We can go down a Mortician Beetle and a Mortician Beetle. And run it like that. Got to keep the beatdown going. No Demon. We do have a Duress, which is something. Yeah, this hand's not exciting. Let's mulligan. Well, okay. Now we have Duress Tribal. Oh! Oh boy. Alright. Yeah, this is not gonna go well. Not gonna go well at all. Yeah, now, this is the worst hand I have ever imagined. So now we're essentially on the mull to 3. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to win this one. The look on this guy's face is exactly how I'm feeling about Duress right now. Duress is putting us under duress because of this ley line. I wish I could change my mind about sideboarding in these Duresses. Actually, I think I would keep the Duresses in. I don't think we can not keep them in, and we didn't cut anything super helpful for them, but That is a blowout. Opponent, another scry land after putting 2 cards to the bottom. All right, how can we possibly win? I guess we're just beating down with 2/1s. Scries to the top. Opponent passes. No, more swamps. Gravecrawler. Go attacking. Opponent down to 18. Oh, this hand's depressing. Lotus Bloom suspended. More scry lands. Yeah, our clock is not even close to being fast enough here. This is Oracle. Yeah. I think we're just actually literally dead now. Opponent puts a card on top with Thassa's Oracle. Well, Roddy Rodderson's something. I guess that is something we can do with these duresses. Discard them to Rotting Regisar. I guess that's sort of a win. This Lotus Bloom likely means our death. Gemstone Mine. If we live that long, even. Alright, there's the online. Boy, this Leyline. Leyline doing work. Opponent passes. Well, we will discard a duress. Go to combat. Attack with everything. So some nice swamps. Opponent, gonna block. Drops to 14. We play a land, we pass the turn. Opponent, taking on Lotus Bloom. So next turn they have the mana for sure. Yeah, that's not great. Opponent passes. We discard duress number 2. We draw land number 5. Yeah, this went wrong in a bunch of ways. No attacking. For 11. Which is not that much with Unlife, but hit our opponent. Land, goo. Well, let's see if they got it. Last time they didn't. You never know. Oh, this duress would have been so... These duresses would have been so good with how this hand played out. Lotus Bloom. City Brass. Simian Spirit Guide. Wow. Okay, well, if our opponent just does not have the win, then who knows what'll happen. Anything can happen. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Negative life. Gravecrawler. Go. So we need 2 more turns of attacking. Opponent untaps. Ad nauseam beats us. Okay, Prism. Opponent passes. Nothing to discard. Swamp 6. Huh? Go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. 6 infect. Swamp. Go. Well, okay. What do they draw? We have lethal next turn. Land. If we win with this hand, that would be shocking. Like, literally just straight up shocking. Oh, opponent says they had clunky draws at GG. I cannot believe that this is a thing that happened. We drew 3 duresses. We were on the virtual Mulda 3. We didn't demon. We kind of did. Well, go attacking. I still don't quite believe it. I'm still expecting ad nauseam, instant speed death, like a little tiny bit. Okay. I can't believe we got there. Whoa! There is no world where Mulda 6 keep 3 duresses, opponent leylands on turn 0. No world where you should win that, especially against ad nauseam. This was a surprisingly fizzly game for ad nauseam. They had the mana, they had the unlives, they just never found the ad nauseams. Even with the Thassa's Oracle and the Serum Visions, just couldn't find it. Well, we'll take it. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, I guess that makes me feel better about getting our Demon Pact negationed on turn 2 last game. Sweet. So what do we learn this week about Demon, Stompy, and Modern? And overall record-wise, we went 3-2 in our video matches, but we lost to Amulet a second time. I also scooped to Tron like 1 billion times because we already played it once, and just apparently everyone plays Tron on Magic Online, and I didn't want to just have a bunch of Tron matchups. So I think overall the record of the deck kind of medium in terms of level of competition. The good news is we get some ridiculously fast, awesome kills. Like Demon of Deathgate, the deck's really hilarious. It's pretty all in, and we're pretty good at putting our opponent to the test with Demon on turn 2. We did that pretty consistently. Many of the times that worked out. We got these just explosive, awesome, fast wins. On the other hand, as we saw against Ad Nauseam, where we played 3 1-drops, we sacked them all to Demon, and our opponent just like Pactive Negationed on turn 2, it can go wrong, and when it goes wrong, it goes really wrong for the deck. If our opponent can just pat the Exile, or counter our Demon, or if we're not fast enough, like bounce it with Teferi, then things are really bad, because we kind of like 3-for-1 to ourselves. Having the recursive threats does help minimize that downside, and sometimes it's not actually a 3-for-1 if we sack a bunch of Gravecrawlers and get them back, but still, it's a pretty big blowout. We spend 6 life, we sacrifice a huge chunk of our board, and then our board just deals with our Demon, and we don't have much else going on. I do think the backup plans of the deck are pretty powerful. The synergies with zombies are pretty strong. Roddy Regisar discarding like Gravecrawlers is sweet. Crypt Breaker's good. The sacrifice plan, Mortician's Beetle, I'm not sure how I feel about it. We did some really sweet Mortician's Beetle things, and I think that the loop of like Gravecrawler, Carrion Feeder, Mortician Beetle is sweet. I wish Mortician's Beetle was a zombie. That would make it much better if it was a zombie and not an insect, but I think Mortician's Beetle definitely worth keeping in mind. I think it is powerful, and there are ways to take advantage of it. So I like the backup plans, with the exception of Torgar. I was actually pretty disappointed in Torgar. The couple of times we cast it, it was just not super exciting. Like, sure, we put our opponent to 10, but then our opponent can jump block it. It's not as big as Demon. It doesn't have trample, doesn't have any form of evasion. So I feel like Torgar is a pretty lackluster second Demon. It might still be worth a slot in the deck, but we found ourselves kind of like really focusing on Demon because Torgar often wasn't enough to win the game on its own. And if we're sacking 3 creatures and like kind of skipping our turn essentially to play this big thing, we really want that thing to have at least a reasonable shot of winning the game, which Torgar, while it's okay and I could see it winning the game, doesn't necessarily do. So there's definitely still some tuning that can be done around the edges, but Demon and Deathgate, it's really sweet. It does some awesome, spectacular things. It's unique. There's not another creature like it in Magic. I mean, it's a turn 2 9/9 flying trample that our deck can cast on turn 2 really consistently. Of course, sometimes it goes horribly wrong, but the times when it goes horribly right or beautifully right make up for those times. So I really like the deck. I think you can definitely win a lot of games with it, putting people to the test. A little bit of variance based on matchups, like if you run into Path to Exiles and so forth, it's going to go worse. If your opponent's playing red removal or just like random creature-y stuff or even combo decks, we can be fast enough to race, then things go very, very well. I wish we had one more Demon. I think that's the one thing I would love about this deck, is something that's better than Torgar and more like Demon and Deathgate to fill in the backup role, because we had some games where we're just like, all right, we need the Demon, and we would mulligan like to 6 to 5, not find it, and then we're left playing a bunch of 1-drops, which is okay, but another Demon would be spectacular for the deck. But in general, I think the deck's sweet. I think it's fairly competitive, but just be warned, you'll have some really bad games and huge blowouts to go along with this spectacular turn 2 Demon win. So anyway, that's Demon Stompy. That's our Budget Magic for this week. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.